Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. Welcome to today's Crypto Blast with myself and Cam O'Connor from Institutional Fi. It is Wednesday, the 7th of May, all day. As usual, Cam will be giving a rapid fire update on the latest pricing flows and market moving news in crypto markets. But before he does, I will get legals out the way. So, as usual, nothing discussed on this spaces session constitute trading or investment advice or infers any kind of endorsement by PIQ, Institutional Fi, myself, Ryan Paisley, or indeed that of Cam O'Connor. Cam, how the devil are you?
I'm okay, Ryan, how are you?
Oh, well, I'm actually really good. And I think you probably know why, because I've been sharing with you the little beta testing of our new mobile app, which is very, very good for
You know
keeping up
what?
with the news.
I'm extremely impressed by it. Like
Oh,
it,
stop
I'm
it.
really, I'm really excited.
Well, that's only because you helped develop the crypto feed. And that was the one that I
Take
made
it.
sure was working first before I shared it with you. So hopefully, we'll
Yeah,
in the next couple of days we'll have that to share with everyone. But no, it's coming together very well. It's it's work in progress. It's very much a minimal viable product, but yeah, we're really happy with how it started. So hopefully, makes everyone's life a lot easier staying on top of news in different asset classes and stuff like that. So fingers crossed, anyway. But anyway, enough about PIQ. Shameless plugging. What's been going on in crypto?
absolutely. Yeah. Well, let's get underway. We can start off with the crypto market update and with prices, and then we'll move on to news later on in the show. Let's start off. Yesterday, saw BTC reach lows of around $93,500, with the majority of the US trading session seeing Bitcoin trade within a extremely tight 1% range. However, this tight range came to an end once the US session closed for the day, with Bitcoin jumping around 3.5% up to test Friday's highs of around $97,800, and Bitcoin now trades at $96,900. So a nice end to the day there for
So,
the
quick
BTC.
question for you then, because that 1% range sounds ridiculously small for Bitcoin. Um,
It is.
like, have we got any like kind of stats on like the last time that we had a range that small for that long, or is it because it seems like bonkers to be honest?
Of us over a sport as an 8 hour trading window. No, I don't have those stats, unfortunately, but we can definitely get it,
It feels like
work
one of those
work it
moments
out for the
where like
future.
feels like one of those moments where you're tapping the screen on the chart, saying, "Hang on, is this thing, is this thing on?"
Yeah, I'm hitting the refresh button because I'm like, please, please
It
help.
must be my feed. It must be my feed.
Yeah, no doubt. But yeah, very, very tight range. I think it's slightly wider than that. We'll go 1.03%, but rounding rounding to the nearest number.
Yeah.
Um, Still extremely tight. Of course, Bitcoin now trades around up now to $97,000. So looking across to Ethereum, ahead of Ethereum's long-awaited Petra upgrade, Ethereum moved almost 6% from yesterday from the lows to the highs. And this also coincided with high gwei on the network, aka seeing the rise in gas fees. This is likely caused to a surge in airdrops that happened on the network, issued by another project. We won't get into that in today's call. But yeah, if anybody's wondering why costs more to transfer on chain, it's likely caused by a large amount of airdrops happening on the network. Especially with the Pectra upgrade going live today, people might be wondering, well, hold on a minute, this was supposed to be reducing gas fees, not making them more expensive. Why is that? Well, there's your answer.
There you
Uh,
go.
move, Moving down the market cap list in no particular order, Solana is trading at $147. XRP is trading at $2.14, and BNB is trading at $605. So very, very small gains there over the last 24 hours. Litecoin, actually, well, we haven't mentioned Litecoin, I don't think at all on the Crypto Blast, but here
Yeah,
we
you know
go.
what? Yeah, I'm struggling to remember. Obviously, my brain's my brain is mush these days. But yeah, I think we definitely mentioned Fartcoin a lot more.
Yeah, yeah. Unfortunately, that is a sad case. But here we go. Litecoin has seen notable price surge recently, trading around $92 as of May the 7th, which is today. If you're listening on the re-record, up 12% in the last 24 hours, with trading volume spiking over 59% to $877 million. Now, there's a couple Yeah, reasons for this: ETF speculation around a potential US spot Litecoin ETF approval it could be in the works despite the SEC delaying its decision recently. But also, it could be a technical breakout if you do technical analysis. Litecoin broke above the 50-week and 200-week EMA, so quite large time frame EMAs there for a technical breakout. That covers it for the price update. If we move on to news, the UK's Treasury Economic Secretary, Emma Reynolds, rejected the idea of a national Bitcoin reserve. This comes in on May 6th of this year, so yesterday, citing it is unsuitable for the UK market, reflecting a cautious approach to cryptocurrencies amid global trends like the US, as we know, establishing a strategic Bitcoin reserve back in March of this year. Reynolds' decision aligns with the UK's broader regulatory strategy, which focuses on integrating cryptocurrencies into existing financial frameworks rather than adopting the US's model of stockpiling Bitcoin or even going toward the EU's tailored micro regulations. So whether that's a step forward or a step back for the UK, you'll have to be the judge for that one on
Yeah,
yourself.
answers on a postcard, please.
Yeah. So in other news, completely opposite to the UK, New Hampshire's Governor Kellyanne Oaty signed House Bill 302, which no doubt will go down in history. It signed it into law on May 6th, making it the first US state to allow investment in Bitcoin, capped at around 5% of state funds for assets with a market cap of over 500 billion with a B dollars. Currently,
Oof.
only Bitcoin qualifies. So the law, effective in 59 days' time, mandates secure US regulatory custody for Bitcoin holdings, either through state-controlled multi-sig wallets, qualified custodians, or ETPs, aiming to ensure physical responsibility and transparency. This move, backed by the Satoshi Action Fund, sets a precedent for other states, with similar proposals, as we've seen, like Arizona and Florida, recently failing amid a broader US trend toward recognizing Bitcoin as a reserve asset, including the federal initiatives like Trump's March executive order for a digital asset stockpile. I'd be curious to find out with our listeners who are listening in live, which state do you think is going to be next to approve the Bitcoin reserve? We'll double back to this, and if we get any comments. Although I'm looking at the comment feature right now and it looks like it might be disabled. Um, so maybe that can't happen. But
Yeah,
there you go.
I think that might be me because it's just the spam was just incredible. Yeah, Twitter's going to hell with the spam, unfortunately.
No worries. Well, I'll see. I'll tell you what I've been seeing all over Twitter to give the social media sentiment. It looks like Texas. If
Yeah,
if
that'd be
the
my guess, to be
might be
honest,
having
because
next. Yeah,
especially now we've got like the new Texas Stock Exchange opening up and stuff like that. It's Star City or whatever is SpaceX is doing. I think they're definitely making the moves to kind of be that kind of futuristic utopia, and I guess crypto's amongst it. So yeah, that would make sense.
yeah, absolutely. It kind of would look like a couple steps backwards if they reject it.
Yeah, exactly that.
Moving on to a country where I'm probably going to get penalised by Ryan for pronouncing its name.
Oh God,
Bhutan
hello. It's
launched
another thing.
Bhutan launched the world's first national crypto tourism payment system today, partnering with Binance
Oh,
Pay and
oh
DK
no, you
Bank.
spoiled it. I was
Why?
about to say, and I didn't know. I was about to say, let me guess, this is in partnership with Binance. Because
Yes,
do you know what?
absolutely.
They've been going around that region. So I think it was Kyrgyzstan, like
Hmm.
2 days ago. I think Turkmenistan must be on the list. And all of the stands are involved. It'll be
Yeah, Kazakhstan.
Nepal.
Yeah.
Yeah, like yeah, of course, Pakistan we've had. Yeah, I think they're definitely doing some maneuvering in that kind of area, maybe for regulatory approval, or maybe so a certain somebody has places he can flight to if he gets in trouble again with the US government. Yeah, this is just sources comments. No, please don't sue me.
Sources, as per sources who wish to be unnamed.
Yeah, me.
Yep. So yeah, they're going to be allowing tourists to pay for flights, hotels, local crafts using over 100 different cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. And of course, the Reuters article goes on to say BNB with transactions settled instantly in local currency via DK Bank. The initiative supports Bhutan's economic goals as the country already holds over 600 million in Bitcoin, which accounts to 30% of its GDP per data coming from Arkham. And moving on, BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin ETF, ticker IBIT, surpassing the SPDR Gold ETF with the ticker GLD in year to date. And this is important detail here, year to date fund flows, with IBIT gaining around 69, literally $6.9 billion
Hey, dun,
compared
dun,
to
dun, 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 dun.
GLD's 5.5 billion, signaling a shift in investors' preferences toward Bitcoin over gold as a store of value in 2025. Anything could happen. Bitcoin ETFs like IBIT have seen rapid adoption, with IBIT achieving in 72 days what took GLD 808 days in terms of assets under management, so your AUM, reflecting Bitcoin's growing mainstream acceptance and its digital gold narrative. Despite Bitcoin's strong ETF inflows, gold's price is driven more by central bank demand and geopolitical tensions, with gold ETPs seeing outflows recently. Holdings dropped to as low since July 2019, showing a divergence in the factors influencing these asset values. So an interesting concept here that IBIT is starting to see some extensive flows. I really just wanted to say that it was they brought in $6.9 billion.
Yeah,
I do
exactly.
think the market has a sense of humor.
Yeah, you were going to shoehorn that story in regardless, weren't you?
100%, 100%, even if it was negative slightly at the end there.
Yeah, right,
Um,
exactly.
Along with this, Bitcoin's dominance reached a high of around 65.2% today, levels not seen since really early 2021. It looks like Bitcoin's set to take off. High Bitcoin dominance often signals a flight to safety among crypto investors, reducing altcoin market shares in other digital assets. And as we've talked about lots and lots recently, the markets in cryptos have flooded, absolutely flooded with meme coins, projects which have got absolutely no utility whatsoever. In 2021, it was something like 200 million projects. Now it's over 1.2 billion with a B, different projects out there. So, really diluting these markets. No surprise that investors are escaping where they can and fleeing into the dominating cryptocurrency there.
Yeah, makes sense.
I practiced this name before I even
Oh,
listened to it, but Lee Jae-myung, the front runner in South Korea's presidential election. I might have butchered that a little bit, but
no,
hopefully
do
it
you know
was
what? I would have just said the geezer that's looking to be the next top dog in South Korea. So you've done better than what I would have done. Mate, I can't hold you to that. Like, I'm gonna, I'm doffing my cap at the moment.
Well, hopefully doffing the cap in air quotes as well.
Oh
Double
yeah,
things you
yeah.
can't see,
Obviously,
obviously. So they have pledged to improve spot Bitcoin ETFs and reduce cryptocurrency transaction fees if elected on June 3rd of this year. Speaking at an event in the North Province yesterday, Lee emphasized creating a safer investment environment for young investors, including institutionalizing spot crypto ETFs and establishing integrated monitoring systems for the crypto sector, which sort of goes against the whole decentralization theme. However, they seem to be getting the young vote there. In other news, Metaplanet buys an additional 555 BTC, and I can only imagine this was to reach its Bitcoin holdings to 5,555. So all the fives, that's how many BTC they hold. I'm not entirely sure if that was on accident, but if it
well,
was,
stuff
fair
like
play to
this,
them.
it's 100%. I can vouch for like just in traditional markets. If I was putting on some size or something, I would definitely do like a final clip to make a nice number to look at.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there you go. 5555. And as we talked about already earlier in the spaces, the Ethereum Petra upgrade is now live on the mainnet with its upgrades basically doing what all the upgrades do, aim to promote L2 developments. UX is improved, trying to lower gas fees so that you can operate and transact cheaper on the network and increase the efficiency of which those transactions go through. So has it worked? Time will tell. World Liberty Financial's USD1 stablecoin has entered the top 10 fiat pegged cryptos with a $2.12 billion market cap, mostly from the Binance Smart Chain, with around 99% of supply on the Binance Smart Chain. USD1 sees around $25.3 million in daily volume across PancakeSwap version 3 and Uniswap version 3. Interestingly, on this, USD1 sits at the number 46 spot in market cap, like we said, with a market cap of around $2.1 billion. And Trump's meme coin, Trump token, sits at the number 43 spot, so just 3 spots ahead, with a market cap of $2.17 billion. So it's stablecoin, the Trump stablecoin, looking to make its way past the Trump meme token shortly. It's still such a high market cap for that. I can't believe it. I can believe it. It's one of those situations.
Yeah, no, exactly that. Exactly that.
And lastly, the Crypto.com opens up a new office in Washington, D.C. So no doubt we'll expect to see further updates coming from the exchange that already has its hands in the leading sports and entertainment industries across the US and the rest of the globe.
Awesome. Is that it from you?
That's going to be it from me.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Cam. Listeners, thank you as always for tuning in. Again, if you don't follow Cam or his Institutional Fi Substack and feed on Twitter, please do. It is crypto, but with a tie on to the more serious side of crypto, which, like it or not, you need the serious stuff. You need the serious money to come through for the rest of it to go up. But yeah, listeners, thank you so much, especially you guys that listen to it on the replay. Welcome from the past. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Take care. Much love.
See you then.